Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of Movie Talk. And this week's movie is Mighty Joe Young. While studying the gorillas of a small habitat in Africa, primatologist, Dr. Ruth Young and her young daughter Jill Young make a discovery about one of the baby gorillas in the troop, a young gorilla they have named Joe. However, poachers come that night to round up the gorillas for profit, and tragically, both Jill and Joe lose their mothers on that dreadful night. 12 years later, Joe, now a 2,000-pound gorilla, is discovered by an animal conservationist by the name of Greg O'Hara and the trackers he hired to help him find animals. Realizing that Joe is special and needs protection, Greg convinces Jill to bring Joe to Los Angeles and the Wildlife Conservation Center that he works for. However, the poacher that they encountered 12 years ago still has his eyes on capturing Joe and making money off of the very special gorilla. Okay, highlights of this movie. This movie was made in 1998 by Walt Disney Studios. So, of course, it is a family-friendly movie. This movie also addresses animal conservation, as that was a big theme within the movie. Now, a couple of things I absolutely loved about this movie were the jungle scenes. I loved the scenes in Africa at the beginning of the movie and the scene at the end of the movie in Africa as well. I don't know if they actually went to Africa to film those or if it was on a set, but it's very beautiful. I also loved the plot line. I mean, any movie, and you'll notice this with a lot of movies about animals, particularly wild animals, and movies that have to do with wildlife and nature conservation. I love the plot line, particularly when the movie touches you to do something about conservation, like this one does. Animal conservation and animal rights. So those are like big hot topics with me. I could talk forever on this. So I really am going to try and watch myself so I don't make this a 2-hour review where the majority of it is I'm talking about wildlife conservation. So I'm just going to leave it at the fact that I absolutely am big on it and I absolutely love animals, so any movie that touches on that, it gets like extra points for me. Okay, I like the action and the pacing, particularly when they get near the end of the movie and Jill discovers who this person, not Greg, but this other person who the poacher is. So I really did like that. I really loved, I thought that was really good. And, you know, everything leading up to it I thought was good pacing, and how they touch on things with the gorillas and whatnot I thought was really good too. My favorite scene of the whole movie is when it takes place at the conservation center, and it's when Joe is playing hide and seek with the director of the conservation center, Harry, within his enclosure. I thought that was so cute and whatnot, and how everyone comes in, they don't know what's going on, they think Joe's going crazy, and Jill knows right away where it is because she knows she spent 12 years raising him. And then when Harry does what she says, this the look on Joe's face is just so cute. It's like a little kid just being happy that someone's playing with them, and I just love that. I love the facial expressions they got on Joe, considering that he was not a real gorilla. It was just the way they got like all the facial expressions and whatnot, and it was just so funny and cute and adorable, just, you know, in my opinion. Okay, actors in this movie. John Alexander did the movements for Mighty Joe Young, as they didn't actually use a real gorilla on that. And I want to note that they did a wonderful job making Joe look enormous by having him up against different things to show proportionately that he is supposed to be massive. So I really like that. I thought that was wonderful cinematography done there. Okay, Jill Young is played by Charlize Theron, and if I mispronounce anyone's name, I apologize. Some of them are hard to say, and I do trip over names every now and then. Okay, Greg O'Hara was played by Bill Paxton. Andre Strasser, who was the poacher, was played by Rodden Steboygens, I believe is how you say his name. Cicely Banks was played by Regina King. Garth Stretcher's partner was played by Peter Firth. Pendy, who is a tracker who worked for Greg when he found Joe and also informed Strasser about rare animals, was played by Naveen Andrews, I believe is how you say his first name. Harry Rubin was played by David Palmer. Quali, who was Jill and Ruth's friend in Africa, was played by Robert Wise. Dr. Elliot Baker, who is on the board of directors for the Conservation Center, was played by Lawrence Pressman. Dr. Ruth Young was played by Linda Pearl, I believe is how you say her last name. And young Jill was played by Mika Broman. So, you know, wonderful cast of actors in this movie. And they did a phenomenal job of in it as well. Okay, question of the week. What is your favorite wild animal or animals? Please leave your answers in the comment section. Also, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. And please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and DeviantArt. I will have the links in the description section, but just to make sure that you guys don't get to clear up any confusion, there are my names that I go by for those sections. Please note I use a completely different server for Tumblr, DeviantArt, Twitter, and Instagram than I do for YouTube, hence the different name. I go by Anime Princess 1 on those. Not Animal Girl. So if you find an Animal Girl on any of these four sites, it won't be me, okay? It'll be somebody completely different. So please keep that in mind. Also, please note that all pictures seen within this video belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick brush up on my comment rules. First off, no mean comments, please. Second, no bad or curse words in the comments. Number 3, I'm not opposed to debates, but keep it civil, please. And number 4, and the most important one of all, be respectful to me and each other. My golden rule for the comments is, if you can't say something nice, don't comment. Okay, please feel free to check out my other movie talk videos, which are listed right there, as well as my Movie Talk Special Edition videos, and my other videos. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.